welcome to Inspiring Women with ADHD. I'm Renee. I'm the host of this podcast. My apologies for the lighting being off. It's dark outside, not completely, but I don't know. I don't have time to work with it. So it's going to be what it's going to be. But I'm glad you're here. I'm glad I'm here. And I want to talk to you about something that just came to my mind while I was teaching a yoga class today, which is do what you can when you can. And that might seem like the kind of advice that maybe I've given before, other people give, to do things in tiny increments or small steps or little bits here or there, that you don't need to do everything all at once. If it's overwhelming to do it all at once, don't feel like you have to do that. Just do this little bit. You have to unload the dishwasher, menial task for most of us. And instead of thinking, I'm going to do the whole thing, I'm just going to do the silverware. I just want the silverware in the drawer. And maybe that's all you do that day. That maybe you end up doing the whole thing. So that's one way of just doing something because it's overwhelming. You don't want to do it all, or you don't have time to do it all. You don't have time to clean out a whole closet, but maybe you just go through your dresser if you have a dresser in your closet, or a box or hangers, or you just do one part of it. So that's one way of looking at that, of doing a small step. But another way is thinking, while I have this momentum, while I feel like doing this, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it now, even if I don't have enough time. I fall into the trap sometimes of thinking, because I don't have a whole Saturday, because I don't have a whole afternoon, because other people are at home, because of all these things, or I need to go somewhere later tonight, I can't do this now, but I feel like doing it now. And I'm actually motivated to start it right now. And that's when you do it. That's what you do, even though it might not make sense in your mind. It might not add up to the idea of actually getting you to where you want it to be, because all those tiny efforts make a difference. All of those lead you to whatever goal that you have. Even if you want to start working out with weights or something, or you have knee issues and you want to work on physical therapy exercises, or do a leg workout every week or whatever, and it's late and you don't have time to do a whole workout, but you think, I can do some lunges right now. I can do some stationary lunges. I can hold on to this stressor right here and do these lunges. Do those lunges. Do 16 reps on each side. Do 24 or 48, whatever you want. Do 3 sets of them. It doesn't have to be an official workout. It doesn't have to be a full hour. It doesn't have to be at a gym. But if you feel like doing it, and maybe you're thinking, I would never feel like doing that. But if you do it, whatever it is that you have come into your mind, because that's one thing when you have ADHD, it's very common to have ideas, to think, I want to do this, I want to do that. And a lot of times the timing isn't right. You're just driving in your car, you think about that. Or like for me, the end of a yoga class, it's all quiet. I'm teaching the class, but I'm not talking because they're all in Shavasana. And I might get these ideas. I can't always write them down right then. I might forget them later. But if you do have the ability, I did mute my microphone while I was teaching today and wrote little notes here and was able to write that down. So anytime that you can act on an impulse, act on an idea, act on a thought, uh, an impression, or even just the desire to do something. We don't always have the energy to do something. We don't always have the motivation to do it. And sometimes we do, and it's the wrong time. Or like for me with this podcast, I'm like, okay, I am ready to come in here and start podcasting. And then my son, I noticed I have a missed call from my son. And I asked him, do you need to talk? Can you wait 10 minutes? I thought, yes, I can. That's going to be even longer before I get onto the podcast. But I stayed with this idea of recording right now, even though the lighting's not as good, even though I don't have time to adjust it all, even though it might not be as long of a podcast. My idea of what I think it should be, that's okay because I'm able to get a message out. I'm able to add a recording for tomorrow. I'm able to maybe help you with something that I wouldn't have if I waited a day, a week, a month, or whatever, or forgot about the idea. So, anything that you have come to your mind that can help you act on an idea, fulfill a goal, any of those things, it's the way to get things done. It's the way to reach toward a dream or a goal. Even if you want to learn more about something, and you don't have time to take a class, but you buy a book. You don't have time to read the book over a weekend, but maybe you read little bits every night, or you put the book somewhere where you know you're going to be. I used to do this when my kids were younger, is put books under their bed that I could read. And then when I was in there playing with them or saying, you need to clean up, and I'm in there with them, I could be pulling out that book, reading the book, and I wouldn't say I was not paying attention to them. I think I was still paying attention to them. But sometimes they just need you there, not actually playing with them, not actually giving them your full attention, and you're able to be present and you're able to fit things into your life. Yeah, there are so many things that we feel like we need the perfect time, the perfect plan, the perfect block of what I think of as uninterrupted time frame, because we tend to work better if we're not distracted. And if we know this is the ideal situation and then I can do it. When all the kids are at school, when everyone's gone from the house, when this, or this is over. Years ago, I used to very, very effortlessly work out consistently. I was so good at it, so good at it. Waking up early and working out, and I loved it. And would invite other people to do it too. Anybody want to join a challenge? It was before Beachbody or any of those companies that had challenges. I would just email people that I knew, any friends or relatives back before social media. Anybody want to join in a fitness challenge? And we'll all report our workouts or share what we're doing or things like that. And I remember saying to a friend, just when if it doesn't work right now, when you're not at a point where this, or this is going on, kind of like sometimes after a trip, it's hard to get in the swing of things. During the holidays, it's hard to get in the swing of things. There's a lot of times where it's like, I really can't start something new now, but I can later. So I was describing that to her. When you have a time that you can focus and work on something, then you could join in. And I don't know, this is sounding very muddled the way I'm wording it, but it surprised me when she said, "I never have a time like that. I never have a time where I can sit, plan out, focus, what are my goals gonna be for 6 weeks? What workout program am I gonna do?" Where I was big into exercise videos then, or where will I go to work out? What will my plan be? Do I wanna change my eating? Do I wanna drink more water? She didn't have any time that she could foresee in her life. She said her life was too chaotic to be able to do that. And at the time, I thought, "Oh, that's too bad," because I know it would help you. I knew there were a lot of things that she was going through, more mental health-wise, that it would be helpful for her. And I knew that she wanted to exercise. I knew that she wanted to do it. I didn't know then what I know now, that any time is a good time, even if it's not a perfect plan. Even if it's not all structured beautifully, you can simplify it. You can say, I'm going to do this every day for 20 minutes. I'm going to write myself a note. I don't care when I fit it in. You can say, I'm going to wake up earlier, fit it in there. Whatever it is, we don't have to wait for the ideal conditions. We don't have to wait till after New Year's Day. We don't have to wait for a clean space to work, even though it is much better for your brain to do that. I know for me it is. I don't like cooking in the kitchen if the kitchen's messy. I mean, for one thing, it's hard to find the utensils or pots and pans, it's a cluttery mess. It's much better to do it with a clear space, a clear slate, a canvas, start painting on a new canvas. But we don't always have that ideal environment. And sometimes we need to just act. We need to just do. We need to just do it when we can, when it's time. It doesn't have to be logical. It doesn't have to be perfect. And the ADHD brain often works in highs and lows. It works in bursts. You might have a short window of time where you notice, I have more energy this time of day, or your energy or your motivation comes out of nowhere, or it comes because you took motivation because you took motivation. You took medication or a supplement, or you just exercise. For me, when I wake up in the morning, I wish I could do everything first thing in the morning because I have so much energy in the morning. And I love teaching morning classes, but I kind of wish that I was just home because there are so many things that I could just do because I'm like, "Oh, good. This is my time to just hit the ground running." And not everyone's like that. But when you have those bursts, when you notice that timing in your day or that it's just coming out of nowhere, tell yourself, "Now's the time. Go ahead and do it." At the same time, you have to reel yourself in when you need to stop because sometimes, I know for me anyway, when I get into that workflow, I get into that mode of, especially in this room, I love to organize books. I love to redo them. The ones that you can see, I've changed things on these shelves several times this year. It's very soothing for me. I think I'll move this over to this shelf because when I'm doing yoga, I want it to be white behind where we're doing balance poses and people can see my leggings and they can see what I'm doing better if it's white behind. So I'll move all the white books over there or something like that. But I love to do that. And what can happen is I can get going and going with that. If I don't have an alarm set, I may be late leaving to go somewhere. If I don't reel myself in when it's time to go to bed and I need my sleep, that can be a problem because sometimes I can keep going and going at night. And I know that a lot of women are like that with nighttime productivity. Sometimes that energy is there and you just think, I don't want to stop because I truthfully may not get back to this or have this energy again in how many days? Who knows how many days? I don't know if you declutter in spurts. I do. I have a few boxes of things in my laundry room that need to go to the thrift store, but that was just that time, maybe a month ago or so that I was doing it. I lost that motivation. I even forget that I was doing that until I see those boxes again. And I think either take them to the thrift store or start again. My mouth isn't working. I need to take a drink of water, but I don't know how to pause very well on this, so I'm gonna keep going. And I also need to leave in a few minutes. My alarm's gonna go off and I need to go. But I just wanted to give this little bit of information because there's a lot going on this time of year. It's like I'm wearing a mouth device or something. My mouth won't work because I should just lick my lips. But anyway, I just want you to notice the time of the day, the moments in your day when you feel motivated to do something. You're in your bathroom brushing your teeth and you look at your makeup drawer and you think, or however you organize your makeup, and you think, I should just clean this up and organize it. And you think, but I want to watch this TV show. And then you think, well, just do this right now. And you might be in there for a half hour, you might be in there for an hour. TV show will be there later, usually if we're streaming, unless it's the World Series, which I'm watching tonight. I'm so excited. But take those moments to get little things done. They will make a difference in your life. They will add up to what you accomplish in life, who you become, if it's a learning thing, if it's a spending time with friends. I don't have a lot of time, but I can come over, I can meet you in the park for an hour and we can go for a walk or something like that. And do those things in those spurts when they they come to your mind and you feel like doing them. Because each little effort, each little moment counts and it will make a difference in your life. And I would love to hear what you do with this and where you take it because it may be much different than anything I think of, especially when I'm just talking with a mouth that can't work very well. But that is gonna be it for today. I really don't want my alarm to go off. I was gonna turn it off before, I started. There it went. Dang it. Okay, I'm gonna really go now. Honestly, I don't know how to reach my phone, so I'm gonna go. Bye. Okay, that bye was just pretend, which you would know because you can probably see how many more minutes this is, but I just have to laugh because I knew that my phone was close by, but I couldn't find it. It was in my lap. And I don't have very good hearing. I barely hear in one ear, so my directional hearing's pretty bad, but I thought it feels like it's close, and I even looked while I was talking to you, but it was just in my lap. But I wanna give a proper goodbye, and I wanna thank you for listening. I should have taken a drink before I got back on here, but I did squeeze this in when I had time. I have a class in 18 minutes, but I live close. I'm already dressed for it. I can just run out the door. But thank you for being here. Stay in touch, however that can be. Email me if you want. Go to my website, renee-allen.com. Contact me any way that you see possible there, and I'll try to make it easier for you. This is like a tongue twister. Did you ever play those games when you're younger where you try to say stuff with an S and it's just not working? Because my mouth is very dry. But thank you for listening, and I will be back again. Bye.
I buttered my toast, spread on some grape jelly. I don't mean to boast, but I'm a chef and a good one. My grandma can't hear me. That breakfast is done, and getting colder, ever older, so I run. Open windows, broken shadows. Frozen dreams are left for tomorrow. Without a cause, no time for a pause.